Welcome to CAD-Man tutorials. So let us discuss how to create this drawing in AutoCAD by a step-by-step process. So let's get started. So before creating any drawing, so first you need to decide, so taking one point or a line as a reference in order to build the complete drawing. So basically, if you take this baseline as a reference, see all these dimensions are referred and it has been constructed. So first let us take in this drawing, let us take this 45 dia as a base point in constructing all other elements. So let's get started by giving line command L, enter. First I try to create the center line of that. And try to create a vertical line from here to here. Now first I try to, now I got this intersection of the center of this line and the vertical center line. So the intersection point is somewhere here. So I try to take this as a intersection point in order to create this dia 45. So go to circle command, come to the intersection point, int and give dia 45. Okay, so now let's try to break off these lines. So okay, so now taking this as a center, now our circle has been created. So we need 32.5 in order to get the base of the part. So I'll try to offset through a distance of 32.5 from here to here in order to get the base part line. So I try to just remove this circle here and here. Now start constructing this area. So now from here to here the offset is given as 10. So let's try to offset to 10 and now let's try to offset this center to 60 either side in order to get this width of the part. Offset to 60 here and here. Let's try to extend these lines and try to remove the extra lines. Okay, let's try to remove even these lines. Now let us try to offset 62.5 from the baseline. Offset to 62.5. And the width of this line, so whatever we offsetted from the bottom of this line, so the distance is given as 55. So let's take 27.5 and offset this center line to 27.5 and 27.5 on the other side. So offset to 27.5. From here and here. Now try to remove the extra elements. Try to trim out even this. And in order to join this line from the end of this 55 line, so we have got one more length of 105 here. So let's offset to 105 is 52.5. Offset to 52.5 on the other side in order to get our length of 105. So trim. Now take a line and join from here to here, join from here to here. Try to delete off these lines. And now in order to get these ends, the distance is given as 80. That means from here to here and from here to here we give 40 on the either sides from the center line. So try to offset to 40 on the either sides. So try to trim off and delete and try to trim off and delete this. So now let's take a line and join from here to here and from here to here. So let's delete off these lines and remove these lines. So now this is the construction element. So the arc has to touch this line. So we'll try to extend this arc till those lines. So, and our solid line has to be till here, and that has to be the construction line. So I try to break at a point from here, and I'll try to break it here and break at a point from here and try to break at a point. So now these two lines have become separated. So let's change the properties of the solid line to center lines. So let's break it off. Okay, now we are done with this. So let's start constructing the other parts. So now in order to get this, so it is, the distance is given as 40. So we'll try to offset to 20 on the other side. So from here and from here, try to trim out the extra parts and try to delete off this, and we'll try to delete off this. Now I try to offset from the bottom of this part to the center of this circle to 105, right? Because the distance is given as 105. So say offset to 105. I'll take the bottom line and say I'll offset to 105 and try to stretch this line throughout this in order to get my center line. So next, from the intersection point of this, I'll try to create dia 65 and dia 45 circles. So go for a C command. From the intersection point of this, go for a dia 65, and from the same center, dia 45. Now try to remove off the extra elements that we don't require for the drawing. Now let's try to offset this center line to a distance of 80. So I'm trying to offset this line to a distance of 80 in order to get my this line. So offset to 80 from here to there, and I'll try to make this as a center line. So now So from here to here, the distance is given as 40. So from here to here, the distance is 40. The same thing is here. So we'll try to offset to 20 on the other side and try to remove these parts and delete off these parts. And as this is the 40 length line, we'll try to draw a tangent from this end point to the tangent of this circle, and from this end point to the tangent of this circle. You go for a line command. From this end point, give tangent to the circle from this end point and click on the tangent. We'll try to delete, trim out this, and now let's try to construct this step, which is of 2.5. So we'll try to offset this line to a distance of 2.5. Offset to 2.5. And there is a 36 dimension given between these two lines. So in order to get that line, we'll try to offset through 18 on the other side. So offset to 18 and offset to 18. We'll try to trim off the extra lines, and we'll try to now we have got that 2.5 step. Now again we'll try to create from here to the midpoint of this radius 30. The distance is given as 220. So let's try to offset to 220. From the bottom line, we'll try to offset to 220 and try to stretch this line, so in order to get our profile. So this is the center. We'll try to change it to center, and on this intersection point, try to create a radius of 30 circle. And now from this center, the mid of this 40 by 80 dimension which is given, the midpoint of that rectangle is distance 10 away from this radius 30. So we'll try to offset it to 10. We'll try to offset it to 10 and try to match property the solid line and convert center line into solid line. So now from here, this is the center of the, here lies the center of the this rectangle 40 by 80. We'll try to offset 20 and 20, and from the center line 40 and 40 we'll try to offset. We'll try to delete these lines. We'll try to offset to 40 on the other sides, 40 and 40, and from this we'll try to offset 20. So we'll try to trim off the extra elements which I don't require. Now try to remove the parts which I don't need. And we are missing with these profiles. So how to create this profile? Let's see. So from this mid, this step is given as 20. We'll try to offset 10 on the other side. Offset 10 this side and 10 this side. So I'll try to, because I wanted this step only from here, I'll try to remove till here and delete off the extra lines even here. So now this arc 10 is starting up from here from a distance of 5 from this step. So we'll try to offset to 5 from here to here. Try to extend and try to remove this part. Now we'll try to give the fillet R10. So now let's select all these center lines and change the line properties to center line. Let's keep it here in order to give the dimension from here to here. So now we are done with the drawing. Oh, we have forgot this fillet. This fillet is R5. So let's create that fillet here. Fillet radius 5 from here to here and from here to here. So try to remove this extra lines. Now let's try to give all the dimensions, necessary dimensions, and see if we have constructed the drawing with the precision or not. Go to the linear dimension and give this dimension as 80, and from here to here the dimension is 40. From here to here it is 10, and from here to here it is, sorry, it has taken the midpoint. This 120, 220, and from this center to this point it is 80, and from here to the end point it is 105. And again from this end point to the center of this is 33. So let's change the precision to 1 decimal, 32.5, and from this end point to this end point is 120, and from this end point to this end point is 105, and from this end point to this end point is 80, and from this end point to this end point is 10, from this end point to this end point is 63. Let's change precision to decimal, 1 decimal point, and from here to here it is 40, from here to here it is 55, and from here to here it is 20, from here to here it is, change the precision to 1 decimal point, and from here to here it is 5, and from here to here it is 36, from here to here it is 40, and now let's give the radius dimensions and diameter dimensions if required. This is radius 30, this is radius 10, this is radius 5, This is dia 45. This is dia 65, and this is dia 45. So we have got all the dimensions. So if you check the precision, so it will be, if you check the precision of any of the drawing, it will be exactly to the 0, 0, 0. So now we have done with the drawing. Thank you. If you have got any doubts, you can message me or comment me at my channel or mail me at cadman16414@gmail.com. Thank you.